It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's IndyCar night on iRacing. Folks, I am staring at an unbelievably high strength of field number, a 47.62 for tonight's super split. Hello, happy holidays, everyone. And if you can hear my voice, that means I've just survived the last 36 hours with an awful flu. But I'm here because it's my virtual hometown. It's my real hometown. It's Indianapolis. Hello again, everybody. I'm Gary Gotzo. Welcome to Race First coverage of Round 2 of Season 1 of 2023 of the U.S. Open Wheel C IndyCar Series Fixed Top Split. Coming to you from, as I said, my hometown of Indianapolis and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As always, joining me in the booth for expert analysis from the NHR Esports team in the Lionheart IndyCar Series presented by Butt Kicker is Stephen Larkamp. And also joining us, he is a regular participant in the IIS. Please welcome Justin Petschauer. So, guys, I'm kind of at awe of the strength of field. I mean, it's week 2 of the super split. What can we expect with a 47.62 strength of field number for tonight?
Well, if we're going to get that big a split, which we have, it's no surprise it comes in Indianapolis. This is the week everybody always looks forward to on every IndyCar schedule. Doesn't matter what it is. Racing at Indianapolis always draws out the big guns. You want that win at the Brickyard. A lot of these guys have won it before, but winning it that one more time just adds to it. And with this huge turnout tonight, as you said, 4,700. That's the average I rating of all 22 drivers in this split. This is going to be probably one of the most spectacular top split races that we've seen in a while with all this superstar talent on display.
Yeah, what Stevie said. With these guys, a number of these guys here, me and Stevie have run against in the iRacing IndyCar Series. These guys are some of the best of the best. Just look at this. We got Chris Willite, Adam Blocker, Christopher Demerit, Brendan Lichtenberg, Alex Vandesant, Jason Brophy, stacked field. Even Cesar Manzano, Rashad Craig as well. Stacked field. It's going to be incredible. These guys would have put on one hell of a show before Christmas next week, because I guarantee you some of these guys and girls probably won't be able to make it next week, because if you live north of the border, it's Boxing Day. You're going to want to spend time with your friends and family as well.
All right, on.
True.
Returning to support us once again, this as a season-long partner of the U.S. Open Wheel C IndyCar Series. Fixed Top Split is Jim Herrick and the guys at 4D RACEWEAR. Check out their line of made-for sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel during their holiday sale going on right now through December 31st. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click in their link in today's stream description. Well, this almost didn't show up on the C schedule for this season. We were looking at Fontana here for a while, and a lot of discern was made on the forums. How can you have a fixed IndyCar schedule without Indianapolis on the schedule? So Indianapolis is here, while on the open side, well, they're playing the role of kart in 96, where they don't have Indianapolis on the schedule, and they will actually be racing their version of the US 500 this week at Fontana. But here
Wait a minute. Something's not right here. It's supposed to be in Michigan. Oh, wait, that's right. There's it's under snow right now, so yeah, I know why.
Here are all the IndyCar track records you need to know in Indianapolis. This should just all rattle off the tongue. The single unofficial lap 239.6, Ari Leyendijk. The single official lap 237.4 by Ari Leyendijk. That might fall soon, I think. The official four lap average 236.9 by Ari Leyendijk, set on day 2 of quals. That might fall here soon. We shall see. The official race lap 236.1 by Nate Cheever in 96 as well. That's going to probably be there for a while. The official race average 190.690 by Helio Castroneves in 2021. That might, if these engines become any more reliable, that actually might go up. We shall see. The career wins leaders, of course, at Indianapolis are Foyt, Hunter Sr., Rick Mears, and Helio Castroneves. I mean, who needs really to be told that? That's kind of committed to memory if you're an IndyCar driver. Franchitti Rose Frankini, Meyer, Rose, Rutherford, Shaw, Bobby Unser each have 3. Your leading active drivers at the moment, besides Castro Neves with the 4, is Takuma Sato. Don't forget him. He has 2. And Juan Montoya also has 2. And, of course, as you know, Team Penske figuratively and literally owns the Speedway. The team has amassed 18 wins between 13 different drivers. Penske and Penske's Entertainment Group are the owners and operators of the Speedway since 2020. So now, since we've been covering here on Race First, here are the last 5 pole winners and race winners from here on our broadcast. The last race we had here, season 22 of season 4 of 22, Franzoni Pinero. Season 3 of 22, Orman, and he swept the pole and the win there. Jesper did. And season 2 of 22, Pinero, he swept that one. Season 1 was Pinero and Bruno Miranda with the win. And our very first race here was Christopher Demerit sweeping the pole and getting the victory. With that said, stand by for the greatest spectacle in racing. And with that, let's take a look at today's starting lineup from 16th and Georgetown.
On the pole, Christopher Demerit, a former series champion, of course. His number 1 machine will start first. Alongside him, the multi-time Lionheart IndyCar Series champion and Indy Open champion, Adam Blocker. Row number 2, Robert Malechka III, another major threat on any oval he's faced with. Alongside him will be Chris Wilhite, another massive name up here as well. Adriano Pinero, usually the guy up on the front row. He'll start no higher than 5th, and he'll be alongside the 10 of Brendan Lichtenberg. This is an indication of the kind of caliber of driver we're faced with here tonight. This is really showing. Row number 4 will be Rafael Eckert, another really fast name. The number 17 will start 7th. He'll be alongside the 8 of Kevin Burrell, very fast himself. Row number 5, Sean Dunham in the number 11. He'll be starting alongside Cesar Monsanto in the number 20. Jason Brophy, an ace on the ovals. He will start 11th alongside Rashad Craig, numbers 8 and 14. Row number 7, Alex Van de Sant in the number 9. VDS will start alongside Adriano Forporti's number 12. Alexandre Ragon in the 13 will start in 15th place alongside Trace Shadid in the number 7. Norberto Martins in the 22 will start alongside the 18 of Matthew Mercer. Mark Murphy starting towards the back of the field. He only had one qualifying lap, didn't quite go his way. He'll start 19th as the defending series champion. He'll be starting alongside the 15 of William K. Price, the first of 3 drivers to not post a qualifying time. And the final row of the grid, John Silvas, number 19, and Alan Morea in the 21.
And I'm going to add to this real quick. What most people don't know is Jason Brophy also used to be a driver in the NIS, just like myself. But even he says driving an IndyCar here is a lot more fun than driving a stock car.
I would agree completely, but then again, I'm probably a bit biased myself. But Christopher Demerit, very fast run in qualifying. 39.428 was his lap. And I saw a very interesting method he used in his qualifying run. I was keeping an eye on him. I knew he was going to be quick. Very slow first lap. So much so that I didn't even count. But then he sped up on his second lap trying to keep the tires cool. And that got him the pole position. Very fast lap here. And we're going to see some really fast driving soon. 50 laps at the Brickyard, as is tradition in the Fixed Series. Pace car off. Demerit waiting for the chance. Malechka all over his gearbox. Green flag flies. We are underway at the Brickyard. Demerit with the jump. Malechka looking to the inside of Blocker into turn number 1. A good start for the number 3 machine. Side by side for second place as Demerit claws out a bit of a gap. Blocker trying to come back on the high side as they make their way through turn 2.
Very, very good run off of there. And look at this. As I spoke too soon there. Look at this run. Holy cow, it's Adam Blocker. 3 wide. Coming into turn 3.
3 wide, and Adam Blocker makes it run. He takes the race lead. Malechka comes very close to the wall there. Dangerously close, I would say. But it's going to be Blocker off of turn number 4. Oh, and Demerit all over him, trying to get the run down the front straightaway.
Oh, they're going to try again. Here we go with a 1.
Demerit leads the first lap of 3 wide once again into turn 1.
Oh,
Demerit's flying up to Malechka. Robert Malechka around the outside takes the race lead.
Massive
start.
massive understeer there. He got the air was taken away off of the front nose of Demerit's car. He had to catch it up there, but here we go again.
So easy to do that, but Robert Malechka holds the inside going into turn 3. Blocker trying to make the move up on the high line. Demerit tucking in behind them, trying to make something happen here, and they got themselves a bit of a gap, remarkably, over Chris Wilhite and Adriano Pinero back there for 4th.
Yeah, Demerit got a little bit loose there coming off of turn 4. That's one thing he's most well known for, putting on one hell of a show, saving what could possibly be a wreck from happening.
Pinero on the high side around Wilhite. We're riding along Wilhite, who had the best seat in the house while watching that battle up in front of him. And he had a lift because he was getting some awful air. I mean, he had no place to go in any of those turns when they're 3 wide. And Pinero takes advantage, move Pinero up a spot to P4. We'll ride along with him. He now has the best seat in the house as they're on the north side of the racetrack going through turn 4.
Not at all shocked. Pinero has been able to make something happen here. He's definitely one of those guys you got to keep an eye on. Not to say anything about Chris Wilhite. Wilhite just got caught up in a situation there, but meanwhile for the lead, Adam Blocker once again to the inside, retakes it from the left.
Demerit had to back out of it hard before running into the back of Robert Malechka there. He got too big of a run, had to back out and lost a ton of ground, but look at this here. You can just gain it back going off into 3.
Once again, Malechka now to the inside into turn number 3. He retakes that spot. It's Chris Demerit, meanwhile, trying to just get himself in a rhythm and stay with these guys. Let them fight amongst themselves, perhaps. This is one question mark I gotta wonder here. Will tire preservation be something of a factor here tonight? It has been in the past, of course, at Indianapolis, as Adam Blocker now retakes the lead. Malechka led the lap, but Blocker now leading through 1 and 2. Malechka running a bit higher there, trying to get some clean air over his front wing. Very close to the wall while doing it.
Did Demerit hit the wall coming off of turn 2?
I'm not sure.
No.
Didn't look too bad, but yeah, he's still running solid right now in P3, working their way off of turn number 4. It's the end of lap number 5.
It must have just been the program on my end.
Might have been, as Blocker now once again to the inside. Malechka leading left right now, but there's a little back and forth exchange. Yes, beautiful pass indeed. It's been a very good back and forth exchange right now between Malechka and Blocker, as Christopher Demerit still.
I'm gonna throw this a little bit of NFL humor in here. That was this pass and the one before with Adam Blocker were more beautiful than what the New England Patriots pulled yesterday against the Las Vegas Raiders.
I get the joke right there.
Well, if you look at the top 5, those are your top 5 drivers of this split, iRating wise. We have Malechka with the 3, Blocker with the 4, Demerit with the 1, Pinero with the 2, and Wilhite just back there evaluating everything in front of him with the 5.
Yep, and Brendan Lichtenberg in the number 10 machine. He's sitting in 6. Sean Dunham, Raphael Eckert, Kevin Burrell, and Alex Van de Sant. Your top 10 as it stands. Everyone just seems to be getting themselves in a rhythm right now.
Yep.
They're understanding of the situation they're in. They're working their strategies out. They're going to see and basically ascertain what they're going to be doing here.
Yeah,
30
you definitely
laps
don't want
to the run there. 30 laps to the run, and that's kind of what we're waiting for, is when that pit window to open here, which is not going to open for just quite a while, actually. It's not going to open until about lap 20 or so.
At least 2023, around that time.
Yeah.
And speaking of the strategy, one pair I'm definitely keeping an eye on, of course, is none other than Mark Murphy and Trey Shadid. Well, last time they were here at Indianapolis, and a few other tracks, they made a habit of coming in early and going out in clean air, giving themselves better speed throughout that run, giving themselves better track position as they jump everyone else here. I would expect someone like them and a few more guys towards the back of the field to be coming into the pits early when the pit stop window opens.
Moreira, Murphy, Van de Sant up 3 spots. They are the biggest gainers right now on the racetrack. We got Alex's mom who's in chat. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for everyone else who's joining us. You picked a great night to hop on for some Indy fixed action with a 4.7K strength of field. We're watching a battle right now between Alex and Kevin Burrell, who is a new IAR driver, as IAR gets deeper and deeper in driver talent just about every season.
Yeah, they're piling on some of the best in the IIS. They're very picky, though, when it comes to their drivers and who they go for to sign. Because they don't look for the world's greatest. They look for the best in their point of view. And Burrell is one of the best in my point of view.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
Exactly.
He brings the cars home clean, and that's what you want. You want people that finish races to be on your team. 10 of 50 in the books.
True.
I will say this though. There was only one race though he didn't bring it home clean in the books, and that was Watkins Glen. But of course, none of us had a chance to bring it home clean because of a very slick track.
Oh, that Watkins Glen in the IIS, yeah.
Yes. Even I was having a fun time just trying to have traction with how bad it was.
Yeah. I remember that race. A lot of the regular drivers were having issues, but up in the front, those guys are not having issues. According to YouTube analytics, 37% of you are not subscribers. That's actually not a bad number, but let's change that right now. We've reached our goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers, but we're never going to rest there. Help keep the positive momentum if you enjoy race first coverage of the 4D RACEWEAR Monday night U.S. Open Wheel C IndyCar Series fixed top split. Easy for you to say. And you respect the stream, please do us a solid and make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future Race First iRacing broadcasts. Our next race is Wednesday night in the RAL as the RAL Series goes to Motegi.
And I will say this though, U.S. Open Wheel Series C IndyCar fixed, that's a big mouthful there.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yes, it is. It's definitely more of a mouthful than it used to be, but in terms of keeping the Open Wheel Series organized, I think it's been something that's a long time coming, really, because if I get on my soapbox here a little bit, open wheel racing within iRacing has kind of been, frankly, disorganized in a lot of ways. And
agreed.
An organization like this would definitely makes the kind of racing more approachable. It makes it more appealing to people to say, hey, this is this license level, this is that license level, and you make things easier for people to understand. So
yeah, it differentiates that way. You know, okay, this is the European formula for open wheel. This is the American formula for open wheel.
Yeah, it's definitely commendable. I just wish there was an easier way that it rolls off the tongue a bit better.
Yeah, it does. Yep. Back up at the front, Malechka, Blocker, Demerit, Pinero. Lichtenberg has now moved up to P5 as he got around Wilhite. We missed that, but now he's on the move and tracking down Adriano Pinero.
Lichtenberg turning some very solid laps lately, as you said before. Just got around Chris Wilhite up to P5. Not sure what Wilhite is struggling with a little bit, but Lichtenberg, Mr. Arca Break Weekly himself, he's definitely within draft range of Adriano Pinero. If he can preserve his tires well enough and he's able to get the grip he needs, he can definitely close up and be a threat right now. He's about 2.2 seconds in arrears of the race leader and about 7/10 behind Pinero as they come off of turn number 4. Lichtenberg in with a shot of making some noise here tonight.
He was one of the championship contenders for the Fixed Series championship of last season, which was won by Mark Murphy. Went back-to-back. Murphy up to 15th with his teammate Trey Shadid in 14th.
Just carefully picking off positions are Trey Shadid and Mark Murphy. These two work very well with each other. And as I said before, I'm low-key expecting these guys to come in early on the pit cycle, especially if we're getting long green flag runs like we're seeing right now. These guys are going to be wanting to come in early, get some fresh rubber, and go very, very fast, kind of bouncing off each other in the slipstream and make up the most amount of time they have in clean air so they can jump some of the people around them. That's what I think their game plan is liable to be. There's
Alex. Apparently we have the whole family watching tonight, watching Alex in action. So hello to the whole family. Happy holidays. Of course, you're into my neck of the woods, so you're expecting the snowstorm here soon.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I hate to brag, but down here in Vegas, we're having great time.
Oh, yeah, you just need to stop there. All you have to do is say down here in Vegas, and you don't have to say anything else.
Well, here's the kicker, though. Usually for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, it's rainy as hell. This year, it's going to be 65 and 66, and it's like, okay, we've broken something here.
In some ways, I can only envy that being in Philadelphia.
Hey, at least your team's doing good compared to mine.
Philadelphia, home
This
of
is
one of the
true.
greatest Christmas movies ever made, Trading Places.
This is true. This is true.
Very true.
And of course we can always have ourselves a good cheesesteak and I definitely and maybe for Christmas this year, take a trip down to Reading Terminal Market, one of my favorite places in the city. It's just so much cool stuff there.
Now,
Anyways,
normally this time of year, just like with what you did last week there, Justin, I believe the Speedway does a holiday lights show, but I haven't read anything about it this year. I don't know if they're having it or not, but they have had that in the past.
They do it here in Vegas. It's out at the Speedway. They even did it during the year everything was wacky 2 years ago.
No.
Since that was really the only thing we could somewhat do. So
Yeah. We're getting closer and closer to the pit stop window opening working lap 19 right now. It's still Malechka, Blocker, and Demerit.
He has changed his lane in these turns.
Yeah,
Look at him.
look at it. I was watching that. I'm like, wait a minute. He's moving up at least a groove.
That is definitely up a groove there for Christopher Demerit. He seems to be trying to get as much clean air as he possibly can. He doesn't want to be running in the slipstream of Blocker in the middle of the corner, and I don't blame him for that.
I think Panero's doing the same thing as well.
Yeah, it's once again that game of find the clean air that you see a lot of times in IndyCar competition, and that's exactly what Demerit's trying to do. He's working with his tools, and he's trying to find as much clean air as possible, trying to get as much grip and downforce as he possibly can. And you're not going to find it running in the slipstream of the car in front in the middle of the corner, because that's taken away because simply there's less air to work with.
Well, this time he actually he stayed in the slipstream there of Adam Blocker.
Well, Panero, I've given him the nickname Four Wide because of what he did at Talladega. But he is the king of the High Line here in Indianapolis. That's typically where he lives.
And even he's not running the high line there. He started moving up a bit, and then he just started following the same.
Yeah, they're seeming to kind of fluctuate on what they want to do with the lines they want to run in the middle of the corner there. I'm keeping an eye on Shadid and Murphy. They have not come into pit yet. Working lap 21 right now.
Anytime here, probably the next. If they want to make it a 25 and 25 or something like that, do a short fill, maybe hop a spot or two. It might be a good
Certainly
time between
possible.
now and 25.
They have to do it now.
It is definitely possible. We've had our first taker, actually.
Yeah,
John Silva has been on pit road.
Yeah, I was about to say, I heard something over here go, I heard something shake the window over here on the broadcast booth.
John Silva down and away. The started towards the back of the field and currently a lap down, but he's come in as the first taker of pit stops. We'll see if other drivers follow suit. It's Robert Malechka. Been leading for quite a while right now, but he's been doing very, very well so far. Waiting to see what everybody else does.
Here goes Demerit.
Demerit in, the first of our leaders.
Oh, did he slow down? Did he slow down in time?
I think he did. He actually overslowed it just in case.
All right.
But Christopher Demerit down on the pit road, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
After seeing Dix at the 500 and lock it up like that, now you always kind of question you when they lock it up past the cones. Did they get it down in time? But it looks like Demerit did. Also on pit road is Cesar Manzano as well. So right at the front, we have 2 Power Slide cars, followed by a Corinthian Bread King car, followed by an i5G car, followed by a Indy Alliance Racing car. I'm not sure who Sean Dunham's with. He might be the highest place of the independents at the moment. Raphael Exert, he's with the team. Don't know if his teammate's here. There's another i5G car right there, Kevin Burrell, and right behind him, Power Slide is Alex Van de Sant.
Matthew Mercer, William K. Price have come in.
Now,
they have.
Do the leaders just go up to the 30-lap mark and say, we're going to go as long as possible? Or are they going to be watching the times now, these guys that have just pitted?
I would think in Malechka's position, I probably would go pretty long on this one, especially with a lot of guys with your competition, and in the case of Demerit, almost a lap down here. It's probably something that, especially with as long a green flag runs we had here, and you're running decent pace up front, you got no one to worry about. I would think if I'm in Malechka's position, I probably would stay out, but then again, you do have the options on your side there when you're out front.
Yeah, he can play around with that fuel map setting. I guarantee you he's probably between 3, maybe 4 on the wheel setting.
Looking at his lap times, he's been running low 41.1. So
here he comes.
Here comes in. So he's splitting it half and half. Let's get it down.
Here comes Chris Wilhite. Here comes Sean Dunham. Now, I just had the camera on Brophy, and he's in that Team Private Label car there. One of the
come in.
One of the regulars of the Lionheart IndyCar Series. My understanding, he's not feeling well tonight. If that's the case, I feel your pain, man. Oh boy, I feel your pain.
It always hurts that little bit more when you're not feeling too well while you're driving, and especially in a situation like this where you got to maintain concentration. But Malechka down and away. Good routine stop for the number 3 crew.
Blocker stays out. Pinero stays out. Lichtenberg stays out.
Burrell's coming in.
Kevin Burrell in as well.
Sorry, Burrell really got to the cones with maximum pace, and didn't even lock him up at all. So efficiency there on his part.
Very smooth entry for Kevin Burrell.
Working his way so Blocker down. Might be pitting this time by. I saw him go low off the corner and 2 down to the inside. Normally that's the indication that I'm going to pit. So let's see if he makes that extra turn to pit road. Nope. Survey said Gary gets an X. Gary gets an X.
And Blocker kind of running into lap traffic in of himself right now. He's got Sean Dunn and Chris Wilhite.
Brophy's in.
Jason Brophy coming onto pit road.
I thought he got pinged there, did he?
He did not. Jason Brophy is safe. It was a near-run thing, but Jason Brophy just got it down. You're running right up on the edge of the rule book right now. Once again, keeping an eye on Adam Blocker, Adriano Pinero, and Brendan Lichtenberg, your top 3, seeing when they decide to come on to pit road.
He stayed out again.
Yeah, they're going to stay out.
Staying out
they're going to stay out to the end.
Yeah, maybe what they're doing here. Kind of surprising that they saw Malechka come on the pit road and they didn't consider much of themselves.
Could be Power Slide is splitting the strategy
right now. He's actually in a dogfight right now with Chris Demerit, who's right up on his gearbox once more.
Well, there could be dual strategies going on here, and they decided that Power Slide decided it's going to split the strategy. So we'll see. But we're watching this battle between the number 3 ranked car in this race and the number 1 ranked car in this race.
Robert Malechka kind of snaking down the front.
There he goes. Blocker's in.
They are doing a hell of a weave down the front straight.
Big lock up by Adam Blocker. Overslowed it massively. He did not get bopped for that amazingly.
I thought he was going to hit the wall.
It looked like he was going to. It was dangerously close. But Blocker gets it down there. Doesn't get penalized. Doesn't hit anything.
I think I know why they didn't penalize him, though.
He overslowed it.
Oh, the speed that he hit?
Yeah.
69 miles an hour.
Nice.
They let us.
They were very lenient there. Oh, I'm looking at the snaking there. Malechka really snaking all over the place there against Christopher Demerit. He defends to the inside into turn number 1.
Still side
by side.
It's gonna be tight.
Demerit trying to send it around the outside. Here comes Blocker. They're gonna pop up right next to each other. Still wheel to wheel off of turn number 2. Malechka to the inside. Demerit on the high side now. Blocker loses out some of them. Demerit backs out of it for now. Malechka retakes the spot.
Demerit was wanting to go for that, but then realized, oh, that's right. We got a guy that just came off a pit road that's going to be a hell of a lot quicker than us. Might as well back off and just take it easy here, and then we'll go for it.
This is the golden opportunity, though. Looking at the way the race has developed so far, the best opportunities to do it are when you're on fresh tires. Adam Blocker is definitely the guy in the best position in that regard.
Pinero in.
He's going to have to do a lot of work, though.
Mark Murphy and Trey Shadid. Oh, Mark Murphy's still on the racetrack.
Murphy's still going, working lap 32. He's actually doing kind of the opposite that I expected them to do, as Trey Shadid on pit road at the end of lap 31.
Rashad
he overshot his box.
Rashad Craig. Who overshot the box?
Trey Shadid. Shadid overshot his box a little bit.
Get back on there.
Oh, no!
Down and away, though. Cost him a few seconds, though. That's always painful towards the end of the race there. But Trey Shadid.
There's Pinero.
No other drama.
Now Rashad Craig
Murphy
is your
now
leader.
on pit road.
Now he's on pit road. I might turn it over. Murphy on pit road. Barrera coming to pit road. So this is going to turn the race back over to this fur ball around Malechka, which now includes Pinero at the moment.
Did you say fur ball?
I said fur ball. That is a fighter pilot jargon.
Yes, it is.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
And this is, I guess you could say, IndyCar racing has always been Top Gun on the ground.
Well, if you kind of look at these cars, I mean, these are very similar to jet fighters. I mean, they got wheels that look like a yoke. They have a canopy. They have all sorts of, wings and adjustments you can make inside to trim your car and to trim your flight. And aerodynamic
principles. In terms of aerodynamic principles, they're inverted airplanes on wheels.
Airplanes. So they're very much like fighter jets going into combat right here.
The only thing that's missing though is Mario Kart shenanigans.
No.
Yes.
No. If you want that, you can go like to a mid-level split in fixed and experience that without shooting mushrooms at people.
I mean, if you wanted that, you could have just gone to the NIS fixed at Martinsville a few weeks back.
This is very true.
Where they had 30 cautions in top split, 32 in split 2, and 36 in split 3. I am not making that up, people. They set an all-time record with split 3 at Martinsville that week.
Unbelievable.
Well, pit stops are done for these drivers unless there's going to be a late one, and see if these guys dive in for that extra set of tires. If you just joined in, this is Race First coverage of the 4D RACEWEAR Monday Night U.S. Open Wheel C IndyCar Series Fixed Top Split, coming to you from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we've completed 35 of 50 laps. If you're enjoying Race First coverage of tonight's race and would like to monetarily support our commentary team, it's Christmas. Now's the time. It's better to give than receive, right? You can give us tips right now via the YouTube Super Chat feature. Just click on the dollar bill sign in chat to learn more on how to donate to the broadcast. And we appreciate your tips and contributions, especially at this time where money's tight and it's Christmas. And speaking of tight, the battle is really tightened up because now Pinero's gotten around Adam Blocker, and now Pinero all over the backside of Demerit. Nope, he is not going to go take the position. He's going to wait.
Demerit with the Pruitt fade there going off into one.
Yeah.
I heard something on the radio.
I heard Alex Vandesand. It was actually complimenting Rafael Eckert on a great move there. He just got passed for P9. Oh, but I think it may have been a bit sarcastic. I think it was a bit of contact, in fact, going through turn number 1. But this battle's still on. Almost bagging wheels there through 3 and 4. Not exactly something you want to do.
I have no idea.
How did that not result in a wreck?
How have they not wrecked indeed? Rafael Eckert fighting hammer and tongs for this position, for position number 8. Van de Sand, they basically tied at the line there. There's no wheel roll.
There it is. There it is.
Van de Sand is in the wall
There
hard.
it is.
They've been fighting hard right now. They're losing position. They're
still
no
going,
crushing
though.
yet. Still going. Amazingly.
That's anger right there. He's frustrated.
Eckert
He's
is
holding
furious right now. Eckert is furious.
Well,
This
not
is
just Eckert. It's more like Van de Sand that's furious.
Van de Sand is pissed right now. He is not happy. They've lost a ton of positions right now, and they both are probably running wounded race cars as Eckert now dives on the pit road. He's definitely got damage.
There are times, and I say this, there's a number of drivers that come from a certain area that just kind of don't have an off.
I know which one you speak
and they
of.
don't have an off button, and there's a time where you need to hit that or at least consult the off button. And that would have been one of those times because that really, in a split like this, is going to cost Eckert a lot. And while it's going to cost Alex probably some time as well, it's not going to cost nearly Alex as much as it's going to cost Eckert. Eckert, all he had to really do is lit up, get back in line, and take the challenge to the next turn. But he didn't do that, and it's going to cost him some serious iRating in a race that is doing nothing but going to reward you for being smart.
Exactly. If you treat this, to quote a number of the guys, real life NASCAR guys, with what they say about Darlington, you show that track respect, she rewards you in the end. Just like here in Indianapolis, you do stupid shit like that. Pardon the language.
Beep.
You basically get bing backhanded back.
Ooh, here's a good battle between Burrell and Brophy on the north side of the racetrack, coming through 4.
Burrell to the inside there of Jason Brophy. Brophy's got the edge, though, coming down the front straightaway. He got a lot of momentum.
Oh,
But Kevin Burrell,
cuts right across the
very
front nose
close up
there.
here. They've been very good fight so far. Kevin Burrell, of course, familiar face. We've seen him quite a lot, and he's very, very good in these sorts of situations. As Jason Brophy holds onto the position.
And if he's ill as people say he is, and believe me, I've been there in the last 36 hours. That's he's doing a great job by maintaining.
Yeah.
You know, and I've heard
Certainly
sometimes.
is, but look at the,
I've heard sometimes
I'm
when.
looking-
Oh, sorry. Let me cut you off further. I've heard sometimes though when you are sick and you do race, it kind of focuses you in where you just forget all of a sudden that you're sick. Until the end of the race, and then all of a sudden you realize, why am I so
I can
exhausted?
confirm that as well.
And maybe he's doing that. Yeah, maybe he's doing that a little bit as well. But I'm wishing him all the best if he is not feeling well, because folks, I do not feel well, and all I'm doing is calling the race.
And I'm looking at this lead battle. Look at Christopher Demerit. He's been running right up on the gearbox of Robert Malechka these last few laps.
Here comes the
Malechka,
weave.
again, snaking his way down the front straightaway, trying to throw Demerit out of his slipstream.
Oh.
9 to go at Indianapolis. Chris Demerit looking to the outside. He's going to have a lot of room to work with. They're very close to the wall regardless. He's going to try and set up the momentum coming off the corner.
Bit of a stall there for him going through the south end of the speedway. He's going to be able to get this momentum back, but don't look now. Here comes Adriano Pinero, and I believe that's Adam Blocker just waiting in the wind for things to go wrong for the top 3.
Looking in chat.
Not doubting that in the slightest.
Someone called Eckert.
Speaking of which,
Nick Sudik says it could have been also netcode, and that's true. But and then Ann Van de Sand, of course, says very simply says oof. Now, if it's netcode, there needs to be on both sides. Both parties need to be involved in that one, because netcode can affect the high ping and the low ping driver. And at some point, either one of those drivers is going to need to go. At some point, netcode's going to get me. Maybe I should back off here and regroup. But again, neither happened there, and you know, I guess part of that can go on Alex, but I'm more than I look at that battle is just I think Eckert probably could have let him go and then probably got him back at the end of the back straight.
Possibly so. That could very well be true. Very strong defensive driving right now by Robert Malechka. Demerit's been getting some great momentum throughout this run.
Here comes Pinero. Pinero is right on Demerit,
Yeah, this is just opening up chances for Adriano Pinero back there in P3. We're going to be coming to 6 laps to go at the Brickyard. Robert Malechka has been leading the majority of this race. He's already certainly led the most laps for sure.
I think
Pinero almost pulling a J.R. Hildebrand on us, getting close to that wall in turn 4.
Yeah, but here comes Adam Blocker. He's like, okay, now I got you, boys. But also, another person that's coming to this battle, it's a battle of the top 5. Brendan Lichtenberg's
Lichtenberg's in there.
Wait a minute. It's like, hey, I want to join this fight too.
Yeah, and he's a number 10 ranked car, and he's in the position where he's gonna earn a lot of iRacing, provided he gets himself a good finish right here, as he's starting to roll up on Blocker there for P4.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities to be had here for guys like Lichtenberg and Blocker if these guys keep fighting the way they have. We got 5 laps to go. They're already in very good positions.
I got a couple more things I need to read. I got a couple more things I need to read before we can get out of here, folks. But once again, if you're just joining us, you are watching Race First coverage of Round 2 of the 4D RACEWEAR Monday Night U.S. Open Wheel C Series, IndyCar's Fixed Series Top Split. Gosh, you knew at some point I'd get it wrong. Coming to you from Indianapolis, where we are in the closing stages with 5 laps to go. You can help show your support of Race First. Become a member of our Patreon page today. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race, and also don't forget to support your commentary team this holiday season. You can now send us super chats. Just click on the dollar bill icon to learn and chat to learn more below. And also, tonight's race coverage was brought to you by 4D RACEWEAR. Check out their line of made-for sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel during the holiday sale going on right now through December 31st. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on their link in today's stream description. So, business out of the way, and now we got time for a qualifying run to finish this race.
4 to go. Less than 4 to go at this point down the back straightaway. Malechka still holding that gap. Demerit, Pinero, Blocker, and Lichtenberg. Can Demerit close back up there? He came really close to the wall off of turn 4 on the previous lap.
If he can maintain that momentum with that perfect line, he might be able to, but I don't know, because if you look at Robert Malechka, every time he goes down to the wall, Demerit goes down with him. Every time they go back up, it's literally the snake. It's a snake move.
Yep.
It certainly is. Malechka's been doing it all race long and has been working fantastically so far. The gap's about 3/10 at the line between Malechka and Demerit.
Loose almost on the corner exit there, too.
Big time.
Oh, yeah. Pushing these tires to the ragged edge right now. These guys have got to do it if they want to win here. We're going to have 2 more laps. 5 miles to go at Indianapolis.
Malechka, 22 laps on his current set of tires. Demerit, 25 on his current set of tires. Pinero sitting in the catbird seat at the moment, 17 laps on his current set of tires. Pinero going to the high line. Demerit going to the high line, trying to run him in. 2 laps to go. Now more like a lap and a half now at this point here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, once again, Demerit trying to find as much grip as humanly possible. 1.5 laps remaining. Through 3 and 4 once more. Can Demerit find the grip he needs? Can he get the momentum?
I don't think he can. Knock on wood. I don't think he can.
1 more to go. Last lap at Indy. Malechka, Demerit, Pinero, Blocker, and Lichtenberg. 3/10 at the line. Demerit's got all the work to do right now. Malechka gonna have to play defense again, but he's been doing it very well all night long. Very close to the wall.
Bad exit
for the final time.
Bad exit for Demerit on corner 2. He made up some ground going into 1, but he had a bad exit on 2. And I don't think, unless RM3 makes a critical error here on the north side of the racetrack, it is not going to be an I-5G day here at Indianapolis. His power slide coming off of corner number 4 is going to lock out 2 spots in the top 5. And Robert Malechka getting the win here at Indianapolis for the super split at 9:15.
Robert Malechka the third. Always an ace on the big ovals. Gets another one to add to it. Beautifully done. The dominant car of the day. Holds on brilliantly and gets himself a win in this. As you said, a super split is what this is. And what a win for Robert Malechka.
Woo. Well, I figured we would have had at least 1 or 2 cautions in that one.
Well, they tried to form. They did. It's like a couple of bad tropical storms that never quite made it to get into a hurricane. We saw a couple storms, just never quite formed. Robert Molechka gets the win here at Indianapolis. Chris DeMerit finishes second. It's been a while since we've seen him, but he finishes second here on the oval, right in front of Adriano Pinheiro, who won the 7:15 race. So 2 podiums for Pinheiro here. Will be looking good in the points. Adam Blocker 4th, Lichtenberg 5th. Your top 6 is Dunham, Wilhite, Brophy, Burrell, and Craig. Alex Van de Sant kind of recovers, holds on to get 11th. Mark Murphy 12th, Manzato 13th, Norberto Martins gets 14th, and Ragon in 15th. Tracy did 16th, for Porty 17th, Silva 18th, Barrera 19th, Price 20th, Mercer 21st, and right there, Eckert, told you. He ended up finishing last on the day just for kind of pushing that issue a little bit too hard there with Alex. And either way, I mean, either one could have given on that one a little bit more, but it looked to me that the contact was was made by Eckert into Alex. Netcode might have been a situation there, but it looked like Eckert made contact with Alex, at least by the replay. So Unfortunately, that sends him to 22nd and probably a negative I rating day.
I was just going to say this. What a way to kick off Christmas week.
It's always good to be home in Indiana for Christmas. So I think we just watched Robert Molechka. Either he ran out of fuel and didn't have time to do any burnouts, or he just did Barry Sanders and acted like he's been there many times before and pulled to the pits and just called it quits. And that I will take my hat off to that, because really any more people that do donuts, it's just like it's done all the time. I get it. I understand. But it's those that kind of like, I've been here before. It's no big deal. I'm just going to roll to the pits and end my game there. Actually, I have a lot of respect for that. So let's see if we got anybody in chat here. And we do have DeMerit. We probably won't see Pinheiro. Unfortunately, he has a bit of a language barrier there, but if he has anything to tell us, he will send it via IM. So we'll bring up Christopher DeMerit and see if RM3 joins us later. Hey, Chris, you're up here in the booth. Congratulations there on P2. It looked like that you were trying to reel him in, but that arrow push is just classic Indianapolis, I guess.
Yeah, it was a pretty careful balance between attacking Rob and not letting P3 catch up to us. So it was, I was hoping I would have a little bit more at the end, and I just needed a little bit more. But it's probably with the 2 power slide cars working together, it's probably as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah, and we saw the
there you go.
Of course Molechka was leading for quite a bit of the race there. Played very good defense that whole time there. But of course, those opening laps, that seemed like one of the best opportunities to get yourself situated in the lead there. Do you think that something different could have happened there that could have given you that top spot?
I don't know, maybe just if the positions were slightly different entering some of the corners. There's not much you can really do. They're both gonna make the decisions that are worst for me. They're gonna prioritize either themselves or their teammate over me. So whatever that is. It's just how it is. I mean, cleaner is so important. You really have to do that, otherwise you're not going to win. Mm-hmm. So it's no hard feelings. I mean, we would do it the other way around. So it's just how it is.
Yeah, who says team orders doesn't play a role in IndyCar racing here on iRacing?
No, there's no such thing as team orders.
No, of course not. Well, congratulations. I was just going back over our broadcast here, and you won the first IndyCar race we covered here way back in season 1 of 23, I believe. So it's good to see you back in the super split here at a 4.7 strength of field. So you're probably going to get rewarded pretty well here in some points for finishing second. So congrats on that. Not a bad day for the i5G cars either. Finished second and fifth. So if you guys got anybody you want to shout out to, say hi to, supporters, sponsors, now's the time. You got the microphone. Go right ahead.
I gotta just shout out I5G, everyone over there, Brendan, Trano, Steele, AJ, Alexis. I'm forgetting people, but everyone over there is pretty awesome. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, there you have it. Congratulations, and hopefully we will see you next week at Iowa.
Thanks. Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Looking forward to seeing Lichtenberg's point of view from that race tonight.
Yeah.
There's Malechka.
And we'll bring up RM3. There is Robert. Well, Robert, once you got ahead of that little three-way battle and you kind of pulled away, it looked close at times, and you were kind of leading the head of the snake coming down the straightaways a little bit, but you managed to hold everyone off, and while it was close at times, there was really no one quite there to challenge you.
Yeah, honestly, a pretty tough race because if you're in dirty air, the car just completely plows, and if you're up front in clean air, it was just, at least for me, I was just so snappy. There's many times there where I was really close to just wrecking it off the corner. Just having to use all the track on corner exit. But yeah, then came out in the lead with Chris there. We were racing side by side, and unfortunately, at least from my point of view, it seems like you can't pass whatsoever. So that's why you have to be so aggressive with the weaving, which is unfortunate because I race Chris all the time. I respect him probably the most out of anyone in this car, and it sucks that I have to race like that to win, but I also want to win. Hopefully in the future here we can get a bit better setup where we don't have to do that and we have multiple opportunities to overtake.
Yeah, that's real quick before I hand you off to either Justin or Steven. But yeah, we heard in the pre-race that when we had some drivers come in here and talk to us, that they said there is a huge difference how this car handles between in traffic and by yourself, and that if you don't adjust your tools quickly enough, once you get into one of the situations, it's going to be next to impossible to bring the car out alive on the exit of some of these turns. And I agree with you. I mean, what kind of would have taken to make this setup a little bit better? Is it just a little bit more work on let's say the dampeners and the shocks, or just overall just maybe adding a little bit more downforce to the thing and maybe bringing the racing closer?
Yeah, can't say much, but trying to work on that. But yeah, just honestly, the front's grounding quite bad. The rear's really high. So we can't really do much with the tools to make it go fast. It's kind of just up to the driver too, who can hang on to it to the best. And you saw Chris and Adriano there really have some massive slides. It seems even more than me. So
yeah, definitely heard the last quarter of a stint was kind of hang on to your rears a little bit. Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I was curious about because like it seemed to me in that case that you're probably working your tools and out front a lot more than even you would in the draft at other tracks. Would that sort of pan out to you, like you were just scrambling for whatever settings you could get to try and balance the car out, or just winging it, as it were?
Yeah, kind of winging it. I mean, it at least out front, at least for me, it starts kind of pretty neutral and just having to kind of keep putting weight jacker in it, and then when the front's kind of grounding mid corner, you're just hoping that the front doesn't take off on you and doesn't wreck you, which luckily it doesn't, or luckily it didn't in that race. But there were at least a few times for me that when I was in clean air that it was quite hard to hang on to.
Well, go ahead, and you are the winner tonight on the super split, a 4.7K strength of field. So you're going to be rewarded generously for that. But anybody you'd like to say hi to, thanks to, sponsors, loved ones, anything, you got the microphone. Go right ahead.
Yeah, obviously Power Slide, Adam and I worked really wanted to get there together, even though I don't think we were really being teammates there at the start. Yeah, Adam and Alex, we were in the call together along with Jason Brophy, and we were just kind of hanging out and chatting. And yeah, just Chris too out front, like he races really clean when it was really tight, and I'm sure those first 2 laps we kind of seemed to put on a show there. I think I actually got the wall.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we thought you got the wall there.
Barely.
Yeah.
Gotta keep my foot in it, But yeah, it's always a pleasure racing these guys at the front, and hopefully we can see a few more names join us here. But all in all, it was an okay race.
Was Brophy sick today?
I think he has a headache. I don't know.
Oh, we heard that he wasn't feeling well, and I'm not feeling well, and I didn't want to race today, and I'm broadcasting, so I could, if he wasn't feeling well, I've been told that good on him for finishing. He came through with the top 10. If he's not feeling well, my hat's off. But congratulations, and hopefully we'll see you at Iowa next week.
Yep, thank you guys for broadcasting all that. So appreciate it.
No problem. It's our pleasure to watch you guys every week. Take care. Happy holidays.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for Indy week for us. Next time you hear me, I will hop the virtual jet to Fontana. I don't think they've actually taken the real bulldozer to the place yet, but they're getting ready to. Not yet. But you guys, starting with you, Steven and Justin, final thoughts on tonight, and then we're heading to Iowa next.
Well, Super Split was definitely what we got here. This truly was the best of IndyCar competition going up against each other. Same setup, same everything. These guys were going for it, and the fact that we didn't get any cautions, it just showed how well these guys fought with each other, even if there were some hairy moments for certain. But these guys fought well, they fought hard, and they fought fast. Robert Malechka is the guy who ends up with the win here at the Brickyard, and it really just goes to show the caliber of talent you've got here. It may not entirely look like the guys were fighting the car throughout that race, but they were fighting as much as they were fighting themselves. And it really showed that these guys truly deserve to be recognized as some of the best on the iRacing service.
That I will agree with right there, Stevie. Most of these guys will use an event like this as a testing phase, so to say, for the fixed set Indy 500 or the open set Indy 500. When you see guys like the ones that we saw tonight pop in, you're in for a heck of a treat. Also, speaking of Indy Week, the Next Gen Cup car is here also on the oval this week. So I've
never seen that.
So I'm interested to see how bad those are. People say that the Indy 500 races are parades. I think you're in for a bigger parade when you see the Next Gen Cup car.
Probably true. I'm sad to say.
Well,
this was.
No, go ahead and finish your thought.
Yeah, but this really shows that. I mean, Indy can be a tricky track to race each other at, but the racing here, can be fantastic regardless, especially in open wheel cars that they're made for this track. The track's made for it. And no disrespect to the people that love stock car racing. I know there's plenty of them out there, but it just does not compare on the same track. It doesn't. At Indianapolis, open wheelers versus NASCAR, just no comparison.
All right, we got to get out of here. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Indianapolis is RM3 with the win, Christopher Demerit P2, and Adriano Pinero. And this is the third, the one, and the number 2 car in the lineup in terms of iRating, and that's kind of how they finished. The number 3 car finishes first, the number 1 car finishes second, the number 2 car finishes third. That is your top 3 here tonight. Join Steven, Justin, and myself again next week for round 3 of the Monday night U.S. Open Wheel C IndyCar Series fixed top split of season 1 of 23. As we'll all be going to the world's fastest 7/8 of a mile oval. That's Iowa Speedway. Coverage this season begins around 9:15. Don't forget that. So that's 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Remember, it's a new time this season, and you can find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com/racefirst. Hey, we love bringing these races to you. They're not easy and require time and money to produce. Because of your generosity and donations, we've been able to bring you over a year of Indy fixed action nearly commercial free. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the 4D RACEWEAR Monday Night U.S. Open Wheel C IndyCar Series fixed top split, please take time to go visit our GoFundMe page. You got to feel sorry for us. I have to at least mention that at least 8-9 times of broadcast. The link's in in the description and donate to our Season 1 of 23 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated. We thank you for watching and make us part of your Monday nights each and every single week, except the off weeks. We don't show up for those.
And Gary, before we go though, I want to make a quick note. We go to the bull ring next week at Iowa. The day after Christmas. It's Boxing Day. A bull ring. Fast car.
Very
what
appropriate.
What can go wrong?
Bring the Canadians. Bring the Canadians. Now, as you know,
come on now.
Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not easy, so please help support Race First with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below to listen up tonight's race, and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video, just like that. That's the best way to do it. Because if you, the other best way, of course, if you're not subscribed, if you're new, click subscribe right at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so you'll miss out more of Race Versus other iRacing programming, including Saturday afternoon, U.S. Open Wheel B IndyCar Series Top Split at Fontana. Coverage begins this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Also, don't forget, this Wednesday will be round 3 of the winter 2022-23 season of the Revolution Indy League Schaefer IndyCar Series as they head to Motegi for round 3 of their season. Keep your browser set here for the most in-depth IndyCar knowledge on all of iRacing. Race First, we know what Indy means. Race First Monday Night Indy Fix Top Split, naming rights paid for by 4D RACEWEAR. Check out their line of made-for sim racing gloves, shoes, apparel during their holiday sale going on now through December 31st. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in today's description. For business inquiries to learn more about Race First and what we do, visit racefirst.com. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. You can follow all of us on Twitter via our handles right here at the very bottom of the screen. There they are. So, for Stephen Larkamp, Justin Petschauer, everyone at Race First, I'm Gary Gonzo saying to all, good night, thanks for watching, and to all our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again next week at Iowa for round 3 of Season 1 of the 2023 Championship and the next race of the 4D RACEWEAR, Monday night, U.S. Open Wheel C, IndyCar Series Fixed Top Split. Happy holidays and good night.